Good evening. Welcome to Culture, Class, and Consciousness. I'm Carol Walls, your host and creative director. And when I tell you, listen, you're in for a real treat tonight. But before we get there, as usual, we're going to start with a poem. Normally, you guys know, I normally read something original that I've written. But tonight, I want to honor Lisa Harris, who is embarking upon a new journey. She's going to start her new show on the 18th, right on this network. And I have the privilege of being her first guest. But I want to read something from her book, More Blessed Than Me.
Amen.
Just to give you all a little taste of what you're in for. So this is from Lisa Harris's More Blessed Than Me. It's called Hold Me. Can you love me? Really, the whole of me? To sit in my and know it stinks, but love me in it, through it, and in spite of it.
Wow.
To believe and bask in the curves of my body, the question of my mind. Can you love me? Not from perfection, because we're running out of time. To sit in the majority of myself, to find a truth only you know. Can I love you? Past your fear, unleash yourself, unwrap the harness, covering up your soul, your choice, your voice. Let it be exposed so I can love you. Beyond the doubts that...
Wow.
Isn't this awesome?
It's beautiful. I love it.
Beyond the doubts that hold you hostage, it ain't our stink that separates us that's weak, easy, low-hanging fruit to grasp. It's the question and the answer to, can I have the will, the desire, the fortitude, and longitude to stay in power to love? I might not have done that a lot of justice, but you'll get to see the gist of what I'm talking about when you tune in for Lisa's show next week, and you can tune in to the Culture, Class, and Consciousness Facebook page to find out more about Lisa's show. But talking about love and loving yourself, it's a nice segue because it brings me into our esteemed guest tonight. And when I tell you, Miss Toni Blount, correct?
Yes, absolutely.
Powerhouse. As you can see, beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Spiritual, wholesome,
you.
wonderful woman, pure at heart.
So
and I
kind.
knew from meeting her at the onset that we would be connected because she's such a powerful woman. And the beauty in what she does is help other women and help other people that she encounters find their true selves. So tonight's topic is embracing the change of destiny.
Yes.
We're going to talk about how you get there. We're going to talk about how Miss Toni started her journey and how she can help each of us achieve what we're trying to do in our lives as we overcome. I want to read a little bit about Miss Toni, then we're going to jump right in to the diva, to the educator, the scholar, the woman of
You're
God.
so kind. You are so kind. I love it. Thank you, Carol.
Thank you.
Thank you so
and
much.
This energy, right? I love it.
Yes.
Okay, the name of her book is Righteous Redirecting. Righteous Redirecting.
Yes.
Embracing the Destiny of Change. It's on Amazon. Before we leave tonight, Lisa will tell you. I'm sorry, not Lisa. I'm sorry,
That's okay.
Lisa. I'm calling, but we're bringing your energy into the room anyway. Toni will tell you about how you can reach her, get connected, book her to come speak with you, motivate you. Okay, I'm going to jump right in because I don't want to steal your time.
Absolutely.
Toni Blount is an author. She's an educator, speaker, coach, retired civil rights officer with the state of Maryland.
Yes.
We have so much in common.
Oh, wow.
A Maryland native, Toni is a graduate of Frostburg State University, Ellis University, and she completed graduate work at the Johns Hopkins University.
Yes.
That's so awesome. You enjoy spending time with your husband, John,
Absolutely.
sons, Donnie and David, along with gardening. I love that. Decorating, singing, entertaining loved ones. And Toni is a firm believer in Jesus Christ and aspires to empower people to reach their destiny. This is just a snapshot of her bio, but I would be remiss if I didn't jump right into this topic of the evening, I'm going to start with you. Thank you for coming. I so appreciate you coming, and I am humbled by your presence. I am eager to sit with you and learn, and as we talk to our viewing audience. So, I just want to start with what made you write the book?
First off, Carol, allow me to say thank you to the love of my life, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who's the head of my life, the author and the finisher, and allow me to say thank you to you for having me on as your guest tonight.
It's a privilege.
Thank you so much.
It really is.
And then you ask me, why righteous redirecting?
That's right.
I've been walking with God for, some of the old folks might say, a mighty long time.
Yes.
But with that journey, his spirit was still tugging at me. I knew that there was something more that he was requiring of me. The fundamental gift that I know that the Lord deposited in me before I totally embraced it and accepted it is that of encouragement. I will encourage anybody that comes within a few feet of me.
Yes.
I don't have to be formally introduced to a person to offer them nuggets of encouragement. It's just who I am. And so, because that's how I've been living my life, I wanted to bring that gift and share it with more people. I didn't want to just have it within merely the confines of my family, which that's where it starts.
Yes.
I didn't want to limit it to the confines of sisterhood that I'm grateful to have, you know, through my church. And if I may give a shout out to my church, Celebration Church City in Columbia, Maryland, where my roots have been and where they continue to grow and develop. But in answer to your question, why righteous redirecting? When I finally got still and began to really listen to God's voice, he got my heart. He just kept tugging at my heart, and he said, Toni, just turn your cup up, turn your plate up. And he said, all the things that you have to do, the things that you believe you want to do, stemming from the gift of encouragement, launching my own radio talk show, which you'll hear more about that later, writing my first book, Righteous Redirecting. He said, just get still and get out of your own way. I had to do some soul searching, Carol. And he showed me that I was in a personal struggle.
Is she talking to some of us?
Okay? A personal struggle with some strongholds. A lot of times we give credence or put the blame for strongholds that we wrestle with on other people. Not so in my case. I was dealing with strongholds that were being built off of a platform, a foundation of fear. And I didn't like that. And I wasn't pleased with that. And so there was a struggle. I'm thinking, okay, God, I know that you created me to do more, to be more, to become more. But yet I'm struggling with these inner demons, really, these inner strongholds. And the Lord said, now that you have verbalized them, it's almost like a person going out and they get baptized. It's an outward display of who they are and their acceptance of the Lord in their lives. Well, hence my admitting about those inner strongholds that were stemming on fear. And they were specifically, and this is what's the nuggets in the book, fear of perfection.
Yes.
Fear of not moving forward with a real platform of encouragement because of comparing myself to other people. Am I going to bring it the way that someone else has brought it? Am I going to write like other authors write?
Right.
Am I going to be the kind of talk show host that other hosts that I've been able to be within their listening? And fear of lack of money. Most of us can relate to that, because and it's obvious that you need money to move ahead and to surge ahead, especially when you're talking about building a business. But because that wasn't at my disposal,
Yes.
I wasn't sitting on that kind of capital,
Yes.
I still could not allow a spirit of complacency and that stronghold keep me still, keep me from writing my book, keep me from working on my second one now, because when you get released.
Yes, you have to do it. But this is a good segue for me to bring out to you. As I was reading your bio, I found so many similarities in my own life.
Wow.
Civil rights. I was a senior civil rights specialist for federal service.
Okay, so we're both in that same.
Singers and a lot of that.
Okay.
But I share that because when I looked at your definition of what righteous redirecting is, and I'm going to share that with the audience.
Sure.
I noticed that the work that I know it's just a small nugget, but the work that is in your bio.
It's not small. No nugget is ever too small.
No. Well, that's true. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
But the nuggets in your book, the things that the bio, it is showing how the path has been laid over the time.
Wow.
When you were doing everything that you have been that you talked about. And I like I said, your bio does not reflect the sum total of all that you've done, because I've done my research and I know
you're something, Carol.
You're being modest.
You're something, Carol.
And that's why but I
dynamic woman that you are, my new sister.
But
fabulous.
I love it. I love it. Likewise, I see a reflection of myself and what I aspire to be as well. But Toni, what I noticed in your bio was that everything that you have done and all of the experience that you've had, it's prepared you.
Yes.
The type of work, the civil rights, it's in this book.
Yeah.
You fought for people.
Yeah.
You've taught people how to change their minds and the way that they think.
Yeah.
You've cultivated people.
Yeah.
You're mentoring and coaching people. All of that that you have done has laid the groundwork for what's in here.
Wow. You're right.
You see what I'm saying?
You're right.
So if I can
please
ask you to share
Sure.
the definition, and then we'll go back into the fear.
Absolutely.
But can you please share with our audience, and this is what I probably should have asked.
That's okay.
What is righteous redirecting?
Wow.
That's the better question. That's why you decided to write it, because God anointed you to write
Yes,
it.
He did.
But if you can just share what is the righteous direction, because I want you all to get. You're on a path. If you're in the earshot of our voices,
Yes.
for righteous redirecting. Right. So can you share with the audience, and then we'll jump back into.
Definitely, and I'm so glad you asked me about that, Carol, because I'll begin with defining what righteousness is.
Yes.
And I did that research, and my main resource was the Bible.
Amen.
There were many other supportive resources to go along with that, but righteousness is defined and supported with all the scriptural texts that are in the Bible as a way of life that entails a very notable standard of morals, a very notable walk with noticeable, attractive characteristics
Yes.
and qualities that draw people. Oftentimes, we wonder why people are drawn to us. They're not drawn to me just to be drawn to me.
It's the light in
It's the light in me that I didn't put in me, that He placed in me. And because He placed it in me, He holds me accountable for what I do with that light. And so as people are attracted
Yes.
to me and drawn to me, what am I going to do with that? My decision is encourage them.
Encourage them.
Yes, to encourage them.
And I'm sorry to interrupt, but
It's
I
okay.
just want to really give them as much as I can.
That's okay.
And encouraging people. I want to jump back to
Okay.
the beginning of encouraging someone or having someone get encouraged is to teach them how to confront their strongholds.
Oh, I love it. You're sharp. You're right on it.
Right?
Yeah, you've got
So,
it.
I want to get into that. Go on now, Miss Toni. Tell us about that.
I love it. Thank you, Carol. You know, we talk about strongholds, and I think I've mentioned this to you before,
Yes.
of course, off camera.
Yes.
But we oftentimes want to place the blame
Yes.
for strongholds and struggles that we all deal with,
Yes.
to include myself. We want to place that blame on someone else. I couldn't do that. In my introspective look at myself, as the Lord was releasing me to write and to get material together for my first book,
Yes.
He said, you have an opportunity. You have an opportunity. He's so sweet in the way that He dealt with me and the way that He continues to deal with me, because you know the Lord will just whisper a small,
Yes.
it's just so gentle.
Yes.
So sweet and so
Yes.
gentle. But He said, what's stopping you? He said, I told you to go.
Yeah.
So what's stopping you? And that's when He revealed to me during my consecration with Him that, and I'll just call them self-inflicted,
Yes.
self-inflicted strongholds.
But see, I love that. That you, even though you're teaching people, I hear accountability, self-acceptance. Like real, just getting real with yourself and say, you know what, I did that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I'm holding myself. And so it is at that time, it's so amazing that you say that. I just really can't wait to finish the book, because we get to a place, I'm at a place
Okay.
where I am learning and loving me now.
You're in a good place.
I'm in a great place.
Yes, you are.
And I'm going through some challenges, but those things are helping me reconcile myself with who I was,
Okay.
so that the foundation of where I'm going
Absolutely.
is solid.
Yes.
So
Absolutely.
as I get this platform, and as I learn from you and what you're saying and other powerful sisters, that fear of perfection, because we're taught in our childhood that we have to look a certain way, we have to act a certain way.
Say
and
it.
you're not perfect if you're this side or that side.
Yeah.
Well, I will be 61 in a couple of days.
Oh, you're looking fabulous.
I'm celebrating my boldness, and my bounty.
Okay. Oh,
And so the fear of perfection is slowly dissipating. Can we get into that?
Aha. Phew. You're tugging at me. You hit it. And thank you. Because you know what? And I turned to page 14, Carol.
Okay.
In my book,
Let's go there.
Righteous Redirecting, page 14. And at the bottom of page 14, it says, In righteousness, God is the center. In perfection, you are the center. Mm-hmm. And when I'll put the book down and add a few supports to that.
Yes.
We only know how to do our very best, and that's called excellence. Mm-hmm. So after we have done everything in a most excellent way, at the highest, and I do believe in doing things in a most excellent way.
Yes.
But when we've done that,
yes.
Lift it up.
Yes.
And let God breathe on it. Yes. Because God is the only one who can put perfection yes. on anything. Do you know how many people walk the face of the earth every day and they're stagnant?
Yes. Yes.
They stand still.
Yes.
They're living mediocre lives. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And these are gifted, mm-hmm. talented, saved, and unsaved people.
And that so resonates with my spirit.
These are successful, mine too. Mm-hmm. It falls first on my own soil, which is my inner person.
Which is why you planted the seed for others to grow.
That's it.
Because what you have done, what you are doing is so magnificent.
Thank you.
You planted that seed, and most people,
wow.
when they think they plant a seed, it only stays in one place. But I've got news for you. Roots wow. grow far and wide, and sometimes they go through hills and valleys.
That's right.
And I love that when we talk about confronting the strongholds, and we talk about the fear of perfection.
Yeah.
But I mm-hmm. think that fear of perfection mm-hmm. is rooted and connected somehow to us looking at other people, feeling we're less than or more. Because mm-hmm. what do we fear if we have nothing to compare it to?
That's right.
Why do we fear
Whoa.
if we have nothing to compare it to?
Wow.
So come on, Miss Toni,
Ooh.
let's talk about
Ooh.
fear
Ooh.
of comparing.
Oh, do you know why we compare?
Why
let me put it in the first person.
Okay.
Do you know why I was living a life
okay.
for a duration of time of comparing? Because I had not yet decided to embrace my own authenticity. Carol, you have your authenticity. I cannot duplicate it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay? I have my own authenticity.
Yes.
My sister in Christ who accompanied me tonight
yes.
has her own authenticity.
Yes.
My husband has his own. The point being is that I arrived at a place
yes.
of liberty.
Yes.
Liberty. And freedom.
Yes.
To embrace, finally.
Yes.
To embrace
yes.
who I am. The way that I am shaped.
Yes.
And I'm not talking about my outer shape,
yes.
but that too.
Yes.
But I'm talking about my spirit person.
Yes.
I'm talking about my emotional
yes.
person.
Yes.
My mental self.
Yes.
My educational background.
Yes.
How dare you, Father, give me those wonderful, awesome abilities
yes.
to write and to speak.
Yes.
And so he said, embrace that.
Yes.
I don't need to compare myself with anybody.
And when you do that, I'm just excited. So if I'm interrupting you too much,
okay.
just let me know. Because when
okay.
you do that, I just feel
I'm feeding on you because I'm excited.
When you do that and you talk about freedom, that free dome, that free mind,
whoa.
that free
mm-hmm.
head,
yes.
that free anointing.
Yes.
Then
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
you can parlay that into capital.
Yes, absolutely.
Then when you know
there
your
you
anointing, your gift, and you're free to write, and you're free to paint, and you're free to sing,
that's
you're free
it.
to dance,
that's
and
it.
you're free to say, I am flawed, but what in my flaw, I'm perfected.
Yes.
The strongholds have been torn down.
They've been torn.
The anointing is falling fresh. The seeds have been planted.
Yeah.
The water is coming from the sky. You call it rain. I call it blessing. It's nourishing the soul. So God is allowing you to use that, all of that.
Yes, He is.
To create capital. Can we talk about the fear, lack of capital that dissipates when you know that you no longer have strongholds? When you know that you done gotten rid of the fear of perfection? When you know that you don't have to compare yourself anymore? Can we talk about the fear of lack of capital?
You know, we think, and I'm talking, of course, in third person, and I'm going to bring it back to first person.
Yes.
I had been thinking, my bank account doesn't look like this. It doesn't have X number of dollars in it.
Yes.
I have not obtained or secured a grant.
Yes.
I don't want a loan. I haven't secured the kind of capital that I want to have in order to roll out at a very authentic, professional platform.
Until now.
And so, another indicator of the release that He gave me was, take what you do have.
Mm-hmm.
File your incorporation papers. Get your business name. Okay?
Yes.
Connect with people who are better than you, people who have demonstrated that they have some of the gifts, graphic artists, web designers.
Different than you.
Different than me. Thank you so much.
No,
I caught myself.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
I have to just reaffirm
Thank you, sister.
We have to pull each other up. There's
I love it. I love it. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Carol.
Different than you.
Different.
Has a different experience.
That's it.
That complements your experience.
That's it. Because you see, I have a lot to bring to them.
Yes,
and the reason that I can speak boldly like that is because I've finally embraced all that's been deposited in me.
Right. And you think about it, just an example, and it was just put on my heart to say this, and we'll go back.
Sure.
I don't want to be rude.
No, you're not being rude at all. You're a great interviewer.
When you're talking about the graphic artists, they're not better, they're different.
Right.
But their experience may not have gotten the exposure had it not been for them doing the work in your book.
There you are.
Sometimes we just have to find what we find in people and celebrate one another.
That's it.
And that way we're helping one another.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
Who's to say that they may not see the photograph? I was looking at WGDR, and that's a beautiful sister on it. Somebody may not see this. We have people all over the world that they see this. Oh, I hear her. I want her to come speak. And then you can say, well, my artwork was done by this person. By this person.
You
know
got
what
it.
I mean? Okay, so I want to go back to you.
You're very sharp.
You. We're celebrating you.
But we're celebrating you. And celebrating me, we acknowledge you.
Thank you.
And that's very, very important. I can't be celebrated unless there is a validation of the connection.
Yes.
That is between us.
Yes.
And it's a divine connection.
I believe it.
It's a worthwhile connection.
I believe that.
Yeah. And that's more of, I get excited about that.
Yes.
Because with all of the connections that He allows us to partake in, there's so much to do.
Yes.
There's so many people's lives to be influenced. Because we've been blessed to be able to meet them, speak with them. And I'm not saying that we can fix everyone.
Right.
But one thing that I do strongly pride myself on is that it is important for Toni to bring a value to anybody who comes within my sphere.
I love that. I love that.
It could be in the church, and I love my church. It could be in my neighborhood.
Yes.
It could be in the school.
Yes.
It could be in the grocery store.
Yes.
It could be anywhere. Carol, we don't have to search and look for opportunities to encourage. They're there when we wake up every day.
Yes. And in doing the research for the show, I watched you on, I think it was a Power Hour, and you said something to me that was so profound. You were speaking along the lines of what you were just saying, and you said, it doesn't have to be anything really, really big, and I'm paraphrasing.
Sure,
But
that's fine.
you can encourage someone with a smile.
Ah!
Did you not say it?
I did.
With a look, a
Yes,
glance,
yes.
a speaking,
Yeah.
a greeting.
You can.
And I thought, oh, that's so beautiful.
Wow. I'm so glad that touched you, because
It did.
look at the opposite side of if we didn't give that smile.
Yes.
Okay? Then, or if we didn't look at someone,
Yes.
you can discount
Yes.
and disqualify
even know it.
and not even know it. Or sometimes, I'm going to say it, sometimes we know it.
Yes. Yes.
Eye contact is important.
It is. But I like that in all of the interviews that I watched with you, or being by various interviewers, one word that kept coming up for me is the impact. You kept saying, "I want to impact."
Yes, I do.
Lives. I want to, and I don't know if it was the vibration or the frequency in which you said it.
Okay.
You know what I
Okay.
mean? That you could feel the sincerity. Some people put on, you know,
Okay.
but I know that that
Okay.
was authentic and it was real
Yes,
because
it
it
is.
leaped out me. And I thought,
I like
wow,
that. Oh, I'm
this
so
is
glad.
powerful.
Thank
It just
you.
because
Yeah.
when you go back, you can impact, you can help people by what you do
Yeah, that's right.
overcome the fear of winning.
That's it.
Can we talk about the fear of
Oh
winning?
my goodness.
Overcoming the fear of winning.
You know, we always talk about our whole lives. I want to be successful.
Yes.
You know, and success looks different to all of us. You know, and a lot of times for me, it was I wanted to do again 2 things that I'm working on.
Yes.
Continuing to with my manuscripts.
Yes.
That's one thing. But soon to launch
Yes.
will be my radio talk show.
Yes.
Okay.
I can't wait for
yeah,
that.
Tony's Tenacious Table Talk.
Okay.
Yeah. You'll hear more about that later,
I
okay?
plan to be a guest on the show.
You absolutely will be. You will be for sure. I'd have you there for sure. But I use the word impact,
Yes.
because I want people to change.
Yes.
And the road towards changing, the decision to change may happen, can happen after a person has been impacted.
Yes.
I want the satisfaction that a person who is willing to receive me is impacted by the nuggets of encouragement that I want to hand off to them. Because my goal is to create and to increase personal value in them. Because that is what I have. So it is not just for me to hold on to.
Yes.
If I've had the privilege of getting free
Yes.
because of my journey and because I was righteously redirected, I want anybody, whosoever is willing to hear and to look, to know that you too can be righteously redirected. And if you'll allow me, Carol, I want to make this point.
Of course.
Thanks a lot.
Absolutely.
I want to make this point because I wrote this book, and I'm sure it's mentioned in there, that this book is for the successful, the not so successful, those that desire to be successful. Because what I do know is that wherever you are, let's say for example, let's deal with that first target I talked about.
Yes.
That successful publisher, author, radio. I'm sorry, owner of a shop, a boutique, whatever your platform is, you're successful. But because one thing that I know is that because success is not a landing place, it's not a destination, then there's something in righteous redirecting for that successful person also, because success is an active word. It's a journey. You're always becoming successful. You don't arrive
Yes.
in success.
And I like that. And if I can, and I want you to, did you finish your point? Because I want to share.
Wonderful. Please.
Along the lines, I want to share, because I want you all to go out and get this book. It is phenomenal. And talking about the
Carol.
success, and she talked about whether you are writing, wherever you are on this journey. On page 21 of the book, Toni says,
I turned right to it.
There you are. So that's confirmation.
It is
right?
confirmation because it's not tabbed.
Yes, because and it goes along with what you were just saying. Who this book is for. You say, no matter where you find yourself in your journey in life today, God always wants you to have full attention regarding the direction of your life.
That's it.
So that is exactly what you're talking about. No matter where you are, successful,
yes,
not so successful.
That's right.
Whatever you're doing.
That's
not
right.
so celebrated, the acclaimed, the waiting to be acclaimed.
That's right.
Wherever you are.
All those categories.
You say God always wants you to have the full attention regarding the direction of your life. So I want you to finish your point, but I really, really want you to tell our viewers how to overcome their fear of winning.
Oh, wow.
Can we do that?
Thank you. Thank you, because that was your original
That's all right.
last question.
You're right on time, because everything you have to say is of value. So even though I may have wanted to go there, what you're saying, someone needed to hear it.
Absolutely.
So there's nothing
I believe that.
Because I really want them to win. So no, you're right on time. You're right on time.
Okay, sounds good, beautiful.
Decency and order.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay.
But some of the things that laid underneath of that stronghold, the fear of winning, for me, were what's going to be required of me? How will I have to change? What will I look like on, quote unquote, the other side? And don't get tripped up on when I say the other side.
You're getting deep.
Because this is a side right here. Okay?
Yes.
Yeah. Again, what was going to be required of me? What was I going to look like? What new relationships, Carol, would I be embarking upon? What am I going to do with those relationships? Are they going to see what I know is in me, which is His authenticity? That's my desire. I want you, having met you,
Yes.
I want you to know, and I want you to see the authenticity that I didn't have the power to put in me, but I did embrace it. I finally embraced it. I don't have to look like someone else.
Yes.
I don't have to speak like someone else. I don't have to dress like someone else, and I love all that stuff. I love fashion.
Me too.
I can tell. I can tell you look fabulous.
Thank you.
Look
You do
beautiful.
too. I saw
Thank you so much.
Oh my God, the radiance.
Oh my God,
Love it.
you've got it. Thank you so much. But so those were some of the things that I wrestled with, and when God had me do an introspection of myself, I had to ask myself, who are you, Toni? Who are you pre-writing the book at that in that moment, in that given point in time? And really what I was, a worshiper,
Yes.
a woman striving,
Yes.
a professional, a woman who still had and has dreams, a woman who accepted that there was more for me to do that I had not yet done. And he said, the author and the finisher said, okay, thank you. You got it.
I love
You confessed
that,
it. You gave it to me.
Yes, I love that.
Let me work with you.
Yes, right where you are.
Right where I am.
Yes, and I love that. But I want to talk a little bit about the dreams too, because I heard in one of the interviews when you talked about dreams, like when you're children, when we're children, we dream and we know that we hope to be this or we hope to be that. But when we would become adults and life hits us on its own terms, let's talk about, because I think you touched on something about if you can see it and you can still dream it, or you have to first acknowledge that you can still see yourself.
You read that book. You read that book.
Yes,
yes, you read that book.
Can we talk about that? Because I think, for me personally, let me just be transparent about it.
Please do.
I have art in my home. I sing, I write, I dance, and do a lot of things.
You look very artistic.
Thank you. But everyday life has challenged me to think, okay, I'm in this rush to do this and I'm in this rush to do that. But what you just said to me, the connection I'm trying to make, and I'm hoping you can clear this up for me.
I think
what you just said to me about dreaming and what it'll look like on the other side, Toni. What's in the middle? Help me bridge that gap. Am I making sense?
you're making a lot of sense. You're making all the sense.
Okay.
And what's jumping out in my heart, and then of course in my head, is hope and faith. That's what fuels your dreams. When we no longer walk with hope, our dreams are dead. When we don't have any more faith, faith fuels us.
Yes.
It fuels us.
And can I just be real?
Please.
When you're going through so much, you have faith, and we keep saying God, God, but there are days like the gas gets low in
Come
the
on
car.
now.
I'm just telling on myself, y'all.
And
I'm taking a moment while I have the coach, the spiritualist, the woman of God here. I'm going to steal a little nugget for myself. When you're in that car of life and you're going along and you hit the bump or the pothole and somebody sideswipes you and you veering off the road, or the weather is inclement and the fuel is low and you got seen 100 miles and your car, the meter in your car, the gas meter saying you only have 15 miles. You know that God is able to put a gas station in the middle of nowhere to get you where you need to go.
That's right.
But I'm just trying to say,
and you might not have the money to get.
Help me right there. I don't know about y'all. Y'all meant to ask y'all to call in. I'm sorry, it's selfish. But help me right there, Toni. That thing in the middle that's blocking. I'm going to just say me.
It's not just you.
Help me with that.
Yes, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best. We have to be honest. We don't have to tell the entire world.
Yes.
And everyone that's in our network all that's going on with us. But I know that it's very important, Carol, to identify someone who you trust, who you can keep it real with.
Yes.
And say, I'm struggling today. I'm having a moment. I just want to break down and cry. You see, when you say that, when you want to let that out, it's got to be with someone who you know you have that trusting relationship with. Sometimes we need to be rescued. Let's just keep it real.
Yes.
You know, and when we ask, when we need things, God uses people. We're earthen vessels.
Yes.
And he uses people. So when you, and we're all, yours truly, there's something that we struggle with every day. But that doesn't have to define or consume you.
Yes.
Thank you. And you don't have to stay there. Decide that you're going to let that thing go, whether it's through first confessing it to yourself, talking to someone else about it, talking to God about it, and in that particular example that you used, ask for some help. I've run out of gas. If it's literally that you ran out of gas, and somebody will do that. But if it's that you have emotionally, physically, spiritually, and it happens to all of us.
Yes.
Be still. To me, that's when it's time.
Yes.
These are not my words.
I know.
I can't take credit for it. I'm just the orator. I'm the oracle because I have nerve to take him at his word. I believe him. And because I believe him, that's what empowers me to just give it out, to give it back.
Yes.
You know, be an oracle for the Lord.
Yes.
And that's who I'm embracing myself.
Amazing.
You know, and so we do. It's normal that we're going to run out of steam.
Yes.
You get tired, but let me tell you, if he, the Lord and Savior, made decisions at regularly scheduled intervals to steal away and to go retreat, why can't you? Why can't I? This is the encouragement we have to give to women. Steal away. Single women have to steal away.
Yes.
Married women have to steal away.
Yes.
Our husbands need that time as well. But the important point is to be still so that you can get filled again, so that you can become refueled again.
Yes.
It's normal. You work out, you sweat, right?
Yes.
Okay? You eat breakfast this morning, maybe?
Yes.
You ate lunch? You know, moving on into the day, it's time for dinner. Get refilled.
I love that analogy, and I'm going to tell you something. We're going to have this phenomenal woman,
Thank
this
you.
queen.
Thank you, Carol. It's been my pleasure.
We're going to have you
I love it.
back.
I would love to come back.
But we cannot leave without letting people know where. Listen, this is about more than the book. I'm going to give y'all a directive. Get your pencils and paper real quick.
Wow.
Please write down the information because she has more to offer than Toni has more to offer than just a book. The book, I believe, if you just go to Amazon and get it, it's the beginning of everything that she talked about, that Toni talked about, the fear of letting go of the stronghold.
That's right.
Me. Let's talk to because I'm so wrapped up in what you're saying.
No, you're excited about it because
I am.
Fresh on
oh my God, it's so amazing. We talked about the confronting the strongholds, the fear of perfection, the fear of comparing, the fear of lack of capital, the fear of winning. And that's just a little bit, that's just in section 2. But Toni, please tell them where they can reach you. If you want her to come speak, coach, teach, inspire, uplift, praise, where can they reach you? Fabulous, Toni.
Thank you, my beautiful host. Thank you so much. Go directly to my website, which can be found at www.toniblount.com. It's very simple. I'll repeat it again. www.toniblount.com. You can just peruse the website. My book is available. There's a link there that will connect you directly to Amazon. Or, of course, you can go directly to Amazon yourself. Put in the title of my book again, which is Righteous Redirecting. But I'd love to engage you on my other platforms. So please visit my website.
Yes.
www.toniblount.com. Thank you so much.
You're not done yet. Woo! Tell us about the launching of your show, your talk show.
Oh my goodness.
We've got 2 more minutes and I'm going to take every minute of the time I have. And I'm going to wrap up a little bit. We got a little bit, just a little bit. Can we just take a minute just to tell them a little bit about the show?
Yeah.
And we're going to have my plate is not full. The cup is running over, but the plate is not full. I want to know more. So
I love it.
And I don't want to be selfish because I can call by myself, but I want you all to get on the goodness too. So okay. So tell them a little bit about the show, and then we'll wrap up.
Oh, that sounds really good. And thanks a lot, Carol, once again.
You're welcome.
And my website is going to get me. But my show that is coming soon is called Toni's Tenacious Table Talk.
Yes.
I am an orator.
Yes.
I am a host.
Yes, you are.
I love to speak. I want to use my platform to secure partnerships as a result of linking and connecting people. That's who I am. I'm a connector.
Yes, you are.
I'm an encourager. I'm a link. I want to, and my platform is for the successful. Anything I do is for most audiences, target markets. But my platform, again, is for the successful, the not so successful, the unacknowledged, the unvalidated, that person who desires to have more than what you have currently. And more is not necessarily initially something tangible, but more for you may begin with a decision of, I want more of my own individuality. Yes. I want more of embracing the God-given talents that I know have been deposited in me.
Yes.
Hence, I want to connect with you because what I do is to drive you. Anything that I do is to direct you, redirect you, and to drive you through a destiny that awaits you. A destiny that's always been there for you.
And
like it's always been there for me. Go right ahead, Carol.
And there you have it. Culture, Class, and Consciousness audience. I'm so grateful for you joining us tonight.
Absolutely.
And I hope you can begin celebrating yourself as Toni has taught us, and begin to embrace the change of destiny in your life. And with that, stay safe and have a good night.
Please do. Thank you so much. It's been my pleasure.